Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this video is going to focus on 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication using the Lattice method. So same type of problems as my previous live stream, just a different method. So I have my Lattice method model here. 748 times 23 is our first example problem. And I'm going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So we are going to multiply digit by digit. Our answers go in the squares, and each digit within our answers go in a separate triangle. So we are going to start out by multiplying 8 times 2. And our answer to 8 times 2 is going to go in this top square right here. 8 times 2 equals 16. So the 1 and 16 goes in the top triangle. The 6 and 16 goes in the bottom triangle. 8 times 2 equals 16. Next, we're going to multiply 8 times 3. The answer to 8 times 3 is going to go in this bottom square. 8 times 3 equals 24. So 2 in the top triangle, 4 in the bottom triangle. Each answer goes in a square. Each digit within our answer goes in a separate triangle. Next, we're going to multiply 4 times 2, and the answer to 4 times 2 is going to go in this square right here. 4 times 2 equals 8. 0 in the top triangle, 8 in the bottom triangle. Next, we multiply 4 times 3. 4 times 3 equals 12. The answer goes in this square here. 1 in the top triangle, 2 in the bottom triangle. Next, we're multiplying 7 times 2. The answer to 7 times 2 goes in this square. 7 times 2 equals 14. So we're going to put a 1 in the top triangle and a 4 in the bottom triangle. Seven times 3 equals 21. The answer is going to go in this bottom square. 2 in the top triangle, 1 in the bottom triangle. All right, next, we have to add the numbers going across the diagonal lines. We're adding all the numbers inside the square going across the diagonal lines. So we're not worried about the numbers outside of the square, but all the numbers that are within the square here, we have to add together. So going across this diagonal line, the only number is 4. So we're going to write a 4 here. So that represents the number in the ones place. Next, we have to add the numbers that are in between these two diagonal lines right here. Our sum is going to go in the tens place. So 6 plus 2 plus 2 equals 10. Because 6 plus 2 equals 8, plus 2 equals 10. Now we are going to need to regroup. So the 0 and 10 goes in the tens place. The 1 and 10 gets carried over to the hundreds place. So we have to add all the numbers that are in between these two diagonal lines. And our answer goes here in the hundreds place. All right, 1 plus 1 equals 2, plus 8 equals 10, plus 1 equals 11, plus 1 equals 12. So 2, carry the 1. So zooming in. Hi, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Next, we have to add these 3 numbers together. One plus 0 equals 1, plus 4 equals 5, plus 2 equals 7. So we have a 7 in the thousands place. Next, looking at the number across this diagonal line, there's only one number here, and it's a 1. So next, we have to read the number from left to right. So we have a 1 in the 10,000s place. We have a 7 in the thousands place. We have a 2 in the hundreds place. We have a 0 in the tens place, and we have a 4 in the ones place. So our answer is 17,204. 748 times 23 equals 17,204. All right, what are you confused about? Somebody in the chat said they're confused. Tell me what you're confused about. Write it in the chat. If you write it in the chat, I'll see if I can answer your question before I go on to the next problem. All right, so write it in the chat. Write any questions you have in the chat. If you're not sure what to ask, then just stay tuned for the live stream. It'll probably make sense seeing me solve a problem from start to finish. Oh, okay. Then just tune in because I'm going to solve another one, so you'll get to see this next problem from start to finish. All right. So this is 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication, and this is actually called the Lattice method. So same problems as my last live stream, but the method is a little bit different. All right. 824 times 37 is going to be my next example problem. So I'm going to show you how to solve this from the beginning. So before I do any math, I got to draw my Lattice method model. So I need a box for each of the digits here. Bear with me from start to finish. I think it'll make more sense. I know it's hard when you start when you're learning something new for the first time. So 824 along the top, then 37 I'm going to put along the side here. One last thing before I start the math, I'm going to draw a line across each of the squares. All right, and now we are ready for the math. So we're going to multiply digit by digit, and each answer is going to go in a separate square, and each digit within our answer is going to go in a separate triangle. So in the chat, anyone confused, just stay with me step by step. It looks more challenging than it is, but we're going to just start with the first square here. We're going to start off by multiplying 4 times 3. The answer to 4 times 3 is going to go in this square. 4 times 3 equals 12. So the number 12 has a 1 in the tens place and a 2 in the ones place. So the 1 is going to go in the top triangle. The 2 and 12 goes in the bottom triangle. Next, we're going to multiply 4 times 7. 4 times 7 equals 28. So 2 in the top triangle, 8 in the bottom triangle. All right. So box by box, we're going to solve. So next, we are going to multiply box by box. We're going to solve. So next, we're going to multiply 2 times 3. The answer to 2 times 3 is going to go in this square. 2 times 3 equals 6. 0 in the top triangle, 6 in the bottom triangle. 2 times 7, the answer to 2 times 7 is going to go in this square. 2 times 7 equals 14. 1 in the top triangle, 4 in the bottom triangle. Next, we're going to multiply 8 times 3, and then the answer to 8 times 3 is going to go in this square. 8 times 3 equals 24, 2 in the top triangle, 4 in the bottom triangle. Lastly, we're multiplying 8 times 7. 8 times 7 equals 56. 5 in the top triangle, 6 in the bottom triangle. So we've done all of our multiplication. So now we have to add the numbers going along the diagonal lines. Can I explain again? All right, I'll give you a quick recap. 56 is correct for that last square. So for the people that just tuned into the live, we simply go multiply digit by digit and go box by box. So this is just a recap for the person that just joined in and asked. So 4 times 3 equals 12. So we have a 1 in the top triangle, 2 in the bottom triangle. 4 times 7 equals 28. 2 in the top triangle, 8 in the bottom triangle. 2 times 3 equals 6. 0 in the top triangle, 6 in the bottom triangle. 2 times 7 equals 14. 1 in the top triangle, 4 in the bottom triangle. So we're multiplying digit by digit. And then each answer goes in a separate square, and each digit within our answer goes in a separate triangle. But going forward, the rest of this is really just addition, and we're adding going along the diagonal lines. So I'm going to zoom in. So along this first diagonal line, the only number we have is 8. So 8 is the number in the ones place. Now, the number in between these two diagonal lines here represents the tens place. So to figure out what's in the tens place, I have to add the 3 numbers that are in between these two diagonal lines. I have to add 4 plus 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8. Shout out to the person that hit the like button. I appreciate you. So 8 in the ones place and an 8 in the tens place. Somebody just put an answer in the chat. I think they're correct, but I'll see. Going here now. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Plus 1 equals 8. Plus 6 equals 14. So we regroup just as we would with any addition problem. The 4 and 14 goes in the hundreds place. The 1 gets carried over to the thousands place. Next, we have to add the numbers in between these two diagonal lines here. So 1 plus 0 equals 1, plus 4 equals 5, plus 5 equals 10. So again, we have to group the 0 in 10 goes in the thousands place. The 1 gets carried over to the 10,000s place. 1 plus 2 equals 3. And we have our final answer reading from left to right. So we have a 3 in the 10,000s place, a 0 in the thousands place, a 4 in the hundreds place, an 8 in the tens place, and also an 8 in the ones place. So our answer is 30,488. 824 times 37 equals 30,488. So the person in the chat, shout out to the person in the chat that was working out the problem and putting the answers in the chat. You were right the second time. The second time your second attempt was correct. 30,488 is the answer. Now to address the question about approaching infinity, what is the limit as x approaches infinity? It's very rare that I deviate from topic when I'm on my live stream. So if I do a multiplication live stream, I usually stick to multiplication. If I do a fraction live stream, I usually stick to fractions. Very rare that I'll go off topic and do another problem. Sometimes I do, but it's rare, and it's like only if it's something that I can that's solvable very, very quickly. I'll see if I can find something for infinity. 1 plus, what was the problem you put in the chat? 1 plus 1 to the power of x divided by x. I'll see if I can find anything throughout YouTube on that. I might put something on my community tab. FYI, you're not going to see a lot of problems on functions on my channel. There's a few videos related to functions that in my community tab, I've linked a couple of videos where other people explain functions, but my channel is really content from pre-K to 8th grade. You're not going to, I got to keep it 100 with you. You're not going to see a lot of problems on functions on this channel. But I appreciate you being here anyway, and I will link some of that stuff. Like even if I'm not doing modeling how to do function problems with functions myself, I will still link in the community tab to other YouTubers that do solve those types of problems and explain how to solve those types of problems. But this concludes my live stream on 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication using the Lattice method. Let me address something else in the chat. But by the time we make the triangles, we can simply multiply. Yes, you can. That's true. I did another live stream on 3-digit 2-by-2-digit problems where you did not need to draw out this whole model. There's multiple roads to the correct answer. So I encourage every viewer to use whatever method works for you. So some people really like the Lattice method that I demonstrated in this live stream. Some people would prefer to just solve the problems vertically. Some people would prefer having one number on top of the other and just multiplying. So I recommend that you do whatever you think works best for you, whichever method you feel you best understand that best helps you to get to the right answer. That's the method that I would use. But either method works. So on that note, that is my live stream. I will see you all next time. I'm Mr. Camilleri, and this is the Mr. Camilleri Show YouTube channel.